Guys, I wanted to take some time in this video to actually do a breakdown and cleaning of my Glock 45 Templar. This is something that is fairly new to my channel. I've got a couple of videos online, and you can actually go back and check those out after you get done watching this video. Now, this is going to be the same process as it is with any Glock pistol. This one in particular is one that I just absolutely love, and I have to say it is a great looking gun. Just the custom work, the custom design that is on this gun, I really like how it looks. Now, the fire control group on this firearm has not been modified in any way. It's all still factory, and that is one of the things about this gun, and that's one of the reasons why I have carried this gun. What we're going to be doing in this video is in accordance with the YouTube monetization policies. We are going to be doing a disassembly for the purposes of maintenance and cleaning of this firearm. That's what we're going to be doing, guys, so don't demonetize this video. And this is a gun that is typical Glock with a lot of spice added, with the custom cuts that's on the slide, the custom milling, as well as the Cerakote, as well as the custom stippling that is done across the firearm as well. You can just kind of see it there, guys, just to show you a little bit of a close-up of how it looks, the engravings, and just all of the features of this gun. But again, let's just jump right in and get to the cleaning process. Now, with any firearm, the first thing that you want to do in the cleaning process is you want to double check to make sure that the gun is not loaded. You can see here we clearly do not have a magazine in the gun, and you can see that there is no ammunition in that chamber. Okay, there is nothing in the gun, and then particularly with a Glock, you've got to make sure of that, because to break the gun down, to disassemble it for the purposes of cleaning, again, not against YouTube policies, so don't be doing your demonetization garbage, guys. You know what I'm talking about. What you want to do is point it in a safe direction and press that trigger until you hear it snap. And once it snaps, you want to grab the gun. I typically will come on the back of the grip with my thumb, reach over top with my hand just like that, and you don't have to pull it back very far. Just pull it back ever so slightly, enough to pull down on these two tabs right here on both sides of the gun. You can see one on one side, one on the other. We're going to pull back on the slide and then pull down on those at the same time, and then slide the slide forward just like that. And once you do that, you can pull the slide and the frame apart, as you just seen me do there. This gun is not very dirty. I've already cleaned it up a little bit after shooting it the other day. If you guys go back and check out the range video, you can see that this gun is a lot of fun, and it is a very accurate gun, particularly for what it is. One thing that I did want to point out is, since that time, the one thing about the gun is that there had been a little bit of Cerakote that had gotten on the rails from the work that they had done with the gun, and you can see it's pretty much wore off. I mean, there's a little speck or two I think that's still there, but for the most part, it has worn off of this gun. Again, that's something that I did notice about this. If you go back and see the unboxing video, I did point that out. And I'll have to say, again, I have had no issues with the gun so far. It seems to cycle everything just fine. Being typical Glock, I did not expect any issues. But here's our frame. Here is the slide and the barrel assembly. We're going to go ahead and disassemble that. And the way that I do this, you can see your guide rod here, and you just, I will take my hand, just cup over top of that spring, and then I'll push in with my thumb and lift up. Okay, once you do that, you can remove that spring. Note the orientation that it come out, because it's got to go back in the same way. Make sure of the ledge that it was on as well. Once we have that out, we simply set it down Then we can simply push up on the barrel just like this and pull it out of the slide just like that with no problems whatsoever, and then set our slide and everything down. It's all you need to do for basic field strip and cleaning of your firearm. The way that I'll typically begin is I'm going to take some type of a solvent on the barrel. You know, what we have here is just some basic rim oil. Go down to the description. I've got a couple of cleaning kits and things like that in there to where you can pick up a few things for cleaning your firearm as well. I'm just going to go ahead and soak this barrel down. And you might want to take some paper towels or something just to lay down to catch some of that, just depending on what you're using as your surface to clean the gun on. For me, I just got this towel here, which is no big deal. I use these all the time. And I'm just going to soak that down. Okay, make sure that you get it all covered, and once I have that soaked, I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to pick up the frame, and I'm going to soak the frame as well. Just some spritzes here, just like that, and set it aside. Okay, and that's basically all that I'm going to do right now, because there's a very important thing that I want to point out when it comes to cleaning your slide. One thing you do not want to do is to get a lot of solvents and oils and things like that in with that firing pin. If you do, you're going to start getting a lot of light primer strikes and things that you do not want. Just to show you again, guys, we do have a little bit of overspray of that Cerakote that is underneath here on the underside of the slide, but that is no problem. Where the gun needs to wear, it will wear. It will run in, and again, I have not had any issues with this gun whatsoever. It has functioned flawlessly, and I'll have to say it's a lot of fun to shoot as well. But again, you do not want to get any type of oils or anything like that back in here, because it will get into that firing pin and you will start getting some light primer strikes. That is something that you do not want. So typically what I will do is I will focus just on the forward part of the slide. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shoot just a little bit of this solvent, this rim oil. This is just a cleaner. Now, depending on how dirty your gun is, you might need some type of a heavier solvent to get some of the grime out. But again, guys, this gun is not very dirty, so this will clean it just fine. Get you a brush like this, an old toothbrush, or I'll tag some of these down below, and then take the inside the rails and just start scrubbing. And I'm going to pull some of that cleaner to the back, just like that, you know, just to get you a little more down there, and that way you can really break up any kind of a buildup that you've got there. Just scrub it real good. You want to get down in here as well and just clean everything out. Just break everything up, clean everything out. And then I'm going to make sure that I do both sides of this. Again, pulling from the front to the back. Okay, just make sure I don't get my thumb in the way. Just pulling it right down where that slide rail is. Scrubbing it real good. And then once you do that, you can just wipe it off. Take your paper towel, wipe it off just like that. But I'll take it a step further. One thing that you'll want to remember, your paper towels and everything is not going to get it up in there as far as you need. So get you some Q-tips. You can get some swabs. Me personally, I just use Q-tips, and I will take the Q-tip and run it into that rail, and you will always see just a little bit more stuff come out of there, just like what you can see right there. And just turn it around, go ahead and do it again. And I don't always white glove my guns, but if it's one that I'm not going to shoot very often, sometimes I'll give them a little extra cleaning, and I will occasionally put them up just a little bit wet. Not necessary for these guns, especially a Glock. It is just something that I do. Firearms can be expensive. The more you take care of them, the longer they will last you. And I like being able to shoot my firearms and have them be in good shape, so that is something that I do. Again, just going on the other side, same principle. Come through here with a Q-tip just to make sure that I get all of that buildup out. Okay, and you need to pay close attention to something else when you are cleaning your slide that we're going to get into here in just a moment. And what that is going to be the shell extractor. Let me say it right. If I don't say it right, somebody's going to point it out in the comments. What that is, just go ahead and get some of this, more of this off here. This little hook Let me show it to you. This little hook that is right here, where I'm pointing at right here, that is your extractor. You can get buildup on those from shooting, depending on your ammo, just over a period of time. You will get some buildup on those, regardless of what you do. And what you need to do is taking your brush, you need to clean underneath that extractor, clean that breech face good, and get all of that stuff out that is in there. If you don't, what will end up happening is you will have some failures to extract, okay? And that's something that you do not want. So I'm just going to go ahead, keep scrubbing that off just to make sure that I have it good and clean. And you can see I did not add any additional solvent to the brush. I'm just going to come in here with the paper towel, just wipe that off as well. And there we go. You can use a snap cap or a casing just to check those, but again, guys, I've not had any issues. You just keep them clean and you'll be fine. And we're going to go ahead and just wipe that on out. It did pick up a little bit more garbage from in here, but it's done and over with now. So we'll just set it aside and we're ready to move on to the barrel. And the reason that I will spray the barrel first and then scrub it last is that is where you're going to have the most buildup, is inside that barrel. Again, I'm going to come back in with a little bit more, just to give it another hit all the way down through there. And then I'm going to take my brush, and you can get these. In fact, the Glocks do come with a brush like this. I'm going to force it into the barrel, and one thing I'll do is I actually twist as I'm working it through there. It's just something that I do that kind of helps to break it up a little more. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but I do think that it can help to break up more of that buildup. Once you get it all the way through, just like that, run it back through, and a couple more times, you know, until you get it all cleaned up. And as you're doing this, what you want to do is make sure that you check your barrel to see if there are any bulges or cracks or anything like that. And if there are, stop using it immediately. You know, it's the same for the frame. Make sure you do not have any pins that are loose, missing screws, or anything like that. Check to make sure your sights are not loose, and so on. Because this is the time to inspect your firearm to make sure everything is functioning with it the way that it should. Okay, again, taking my frame, I'm going to go back with my brush, and I should have done this earlier, but we kind of skipped a little bit of a step. We'll be fine. I'm going to come in here with that brush, and I'm just going to scrub underneath those rails just like this, just like you see me do on that slide, and get all of the buildup off of them. Right here, all of the inner workings, the sear, just scrub over it real quick. Now you can come in here with a Q-tip, and I'll just go ahead and grab another one. And what you want to make sure of is these little cotton swabs or whatever do not come loose from the Q-tip, and you can go right in there and clean out everything that could be built up. And again, you can see that we're not very dirty. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff coming up, but not much at all. You know, this gun has already been cleaned once, but I wanted to take some time to show you guys how you can clean your Glock if you own a Glock pistol. And again, this is the same process regardless of the Glock model that you may have. It's just this is a gun that I had that I wanted to go ahead and show it to you guys again because I really like how this thing looks. Come back in with your paper towel, wipe everything down, and this is about it. I mean, you're pretty much done. You know, just go over, look it over everything, make sure that there's nothing loose, that all of your pins are in place, and all of your springs, just like the slide stop here. Just want to test that to make sure that it's working properly, and it is. And again, the sights, make sure that your sights are not loose, that you can't just twist them off real easy. If you go over to my channel on Rumble, you can actually see these. These are the XS Big Dot DXT2s, my absolute favorite sight for defensive firearms. Check them out, guys. I think that they are a very good option. So we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to take some type of an oil. This is one that I use right here, cleanse oil. I do have a couple of types. This is one of my favorites right here. And it does not take a lot of this to oil your gun. But as I had mentioned earlier, I typically will put them up slightly wet once I take one down to clean it. And I'm going to come right in here with this, and I'm just going to put a couple of drops here into the mechanism, and I'm going to put a couple of drops here on the rails, just like you see me do here. And that way, once I put that slide on, it's going to distribute this lube out all where it needs to be. Okay, and again, Glocks do not require much at all. Just go ahead and get some of that there. I also will take a little bit right on the barrel, just a couple of drops, just like that. Work it all around that barrel. That way it kind of helps to treat the metal and so on. And we're good. And you can run a patch through here. And that's something that I did not show you in this video. And a little trick, guys, is you can take your patch and you can take your brush, just lay the patch over top of your brush, force it through there. It does just fine. I've got other cleaning videos to where I've shown that and talked about that before. No need really to do it this time because of the fact that we're already pretty much clean anyways. But I'm going to take the slide, take the barrel, pick that up in the wrong order from when I was talking. I'm sure somebody will be laughing at me on that one, but oh well. And then again, I'm going to take my recoil spring and guide rod. I do not need to do any kind of oil or anything like that on it. You can just take a paper towel, wipe it off, and you're pretty much done. Again, make sure that it's not broken, that it's not kinked or anything like that, or any issues with it, because again, you do not want it to fail when you would need it the most. Again, taking my hand, setting the front back into the location where it goes, just like that, taking my hand, cupping it over, pushing in with my thumb, and moving it into the right location, as you can see there. And that is pretty much it. We're ready to reassemble. I'm going to take the slide and the frame, and I'm going to set them back together just like this. And once we put it like that, I'm going to make sure, give it a quick cycle or two. We're still not done. I want to check the function of that gun. Point it in a safe direction. I'm going to press the trigger till I hear it click. Now I'm going to hold that trigger, and I'm going to cycle that action. Once I do that, I'm going to ease off of that trigger until I hear the click. And you can see there that it worked. Okay, that's how you function test a firearm after you have cleaned it. Again, just come in with some paper towels, wipe off some of the excessive oil. And guys, just another close-up look of this gun. It is absolutely gorgeous. I really love how this looks. This is a gun that I have carried and will continue to carry at times. Not an everyday carry. I've got another one that I will carry much more often than this one, but this is one that I will be carrying occasionally. You can see that it does have the standard Picatinny rail, or the rail up front for your lights, accessories, and so on, and typical Glock with a few added flares. Love it. But again, guys, this is just the standard procedure for cleaning virtually any Glock model. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Check out all of the links down below. You can help support the channel by picking up your cleaning supplies through those. Guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Like and share the video. Subscribe to my channel. Visit my website at boomsticktactical.com, and we'll see you next time.